Hi folks, welcome back. Sunday afternoon, it's about 3 o'clock and it's -2 degrees. Feels more like -10 with a wind chill factor because it's quite breezy. Hopefully that won't interfere with the sound quality too much. At long last, after 2 years of making videos, I've invested in a Rode microphone for my camera with a dead cat or windsock on it, so it is very, very windy, so it'll be interesting to see just how good or otherwise the quality is. But as you can see, with about 1 inch of snow on the ground, the paths are clear, so actually it's not too bad getting round the plot, but clearly I can't really do anything. But I've come down today to pop some onion sets into modules. I've been watching YouTube updates over the weekend and I've got a little bit stir crazy, to be honest, because you can only watch so many YouTube videos. As much as I like them, it's much nicer to be outside getting some fresh air and making your own videos, really. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stay out here much longer, it's far too cold, so I'll meet you again in the greenhouse. Hi again. It's a lot warmer in here. It's more like room temperature. I'd say it's probably about 14 or 15, but compared to outside, it's lovely. And I'll show you the onions that have just arrived. These are two of the varieties that I grew last year. We've got the Red Baron, it's a heat treated Red Baron, and we've got the Santero, and that's a heat treated white as well. And I don't know if you can see from this position, but I would say there are twice as many of the Red Baron as there are Santero, and they cost the same. I think they're about £4.50 or something like that. They're both organic onion sets and they came from Garden Organic like last year. I did consider trying a different company this year because last year about 8 of the red onions went to seed. But having said that, as you saw in the last update last week, they've kept really well. They weren't massive onions, and you can't see from this position, but they are actually quite a small onion set. I watched Muddy Boots' update, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before, and he was just putting his onion sets into modules, and his onions were quite fat, and they look, you know, really good. These are quite small, and they were last year, and the onions when they were harvested, they were also quite small, so maybe there is some relationship between the size of the set and the harvested onion. Then again, maybe there isn't, and maybe it's just down to the weather. So I'm going to make a start. I have popped some onion sets into modules already, and they were the Caravel Pink, and I showed you those in the update last week at home in the kitchen. And they've already started to sprout because they've had about a week or two's start on these ones. So I'll show you those now, and then I'll make a start on popping the onions into modules. Okay. These are the Caravel Pink, and as you can see, 3 or 4 of them have got green tops, and that's a good sign. At least they've started now, because they've been sat there for a week or so and nothing's really moved. You can see here too, the greenery is starting to break through, and we've got about 72 onion sets there, and that should be enough for about 3.5 rows, I would say, because we tend to get about 20 onions in a row. And the ones that I've just showed you, you get a better perspective here of the amount of onions. There must be about twice as many Red Baron as there are Santero. So it's going to take me quite a while, I would think, to get these popped into modules. So I'm going to get on with that now, and I'll show you when I've finished. It's not rocket science, this. They'll just get bobbed into some compost. I'm not going to be putting any mycorrhizal fungi or any charge or anything like that. These will just go straight into compost. Okay. that's all the onion sets in the modules now, and as you can see there are quite a lot of them. I think I've got about 8 modules of white Santero, so again 72 there, about 72 of the Caravel pink, and then I think I've got about 11 module trays of Red Baron, so that's probably about 100 or something like that. But I do have to say, all of the sets were very, very small. Some weren't too bad, like these here, but you can see, looking at some of these, they're not far off pea size, some of them. And I did once speak to a commercial grower, and he said that the size doesn't really matter so long as they're round. Obviously some onions grow faster than others during the first season when they're grown, or over winter, but it's the shape more than anything really that's key. As long as they're roundish, they're okay. If they tend to be elongated and tall and skinny, they tend to be the onions, apparently, according to this commercial grower, that tend to go to seed. So I've separated out all the weedy ones, and you can see there were quite a lot that really didn't meet the threshold, the quality threshold. I've put just about all of the white ones in, but the Red Baron, you can see there are some that are a little bit squishy, and some that are very long, and then there are some that are really, really tiny. But they were tiny last year as well, and we had an amazing crop, albeit of small to medium-sized onions. So that's it for today. The light's starting to fade now, so I'm going to head off home. I've done my bit. I showed willing today, and hopefully this snow will thaw, because I've got a day off tomorrow, and it would be nice to do a few other things as well. But for the time being, the onion sets are bedded down, and they'll probably stay in here, as I said earlier, for 2 or 3 weeks, I would think, before they get put into the ground. Okay, catch you later. Hi folks, I'm back home now and in the kitchen again, and just before I draw this update to a close, I just thought I'd show you the chilli and tomato plants that I sowed last week, the week before. The chilies actually were sown about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and as you can see, most of them have germinated. 2 or 3 varieties there. One's called Midas, one's called Sweet Heat, one's called Cajun Belle, I think. And if we just take a quick look at the tomatoes, I actually sowed all of my tomatoes just after the last update, just as well really, because it's too cold now to be doing very much. I did do these in the greenhouse on the allotment, and then I brought them home. And the cherries are through, the sun gold and the zakura, and a few of the beefsteaks have started to come through as well. They're looking a little bit weedy at the moment, but they'll catch up soon, I'm sure. Right, well that's it, I'm afraid, for this update. It's been a very, very cold day today, but I wanted to get onto the plot and get those onions popped in modules, and we've done that, so we've achieved something. Anyway, have a great week, and fingers crossed the snow will thaw and we can all get back into the garden. Catch you later.